Play it
Okay, we're just gonna.
and it.
It was such a good idea. Anyway, welcome everybody to the
Hello.
Football Boot Hour and our looped countdown for anybody that's been watching that. That went really well. Teach me to try new things. this week,
Bloody hell, it is
this week
bright.
we do not have LJ. He's unfortunately been unable to join us, but that is okay. We are going to continue as normal. We're going to be talking about kind of our wish list for 26. What do we
Way
want
too
to see
early, but
happen?
yeah.
Yeah, way too early. It's less of a predictions, despite me putting predictions in the thumbnail, and more of a wish list, which is what I put in the title. There have been, unless we have somehow missed something, there have been no releases this week, which is madness.
Yeah. I mean,
It
great, but
shocked.
also surprised.
Hey, we're not complaining. We're
Yeah,
just
seriously.
very surprised. Like very surprised. Like surely there's a secret Puma release somewhere along the line
Like,
that we've missed.
there would be a release every week if these guys didn't just like it. I've said
Bundle
this
everything
before,
out at
like,
once.
yeah, just vomit everything out all out at once.
We should say hi to the chat. Proper Boots is here. Jake Bull is here. Jesus Football is here. DJ has joined us. Clippy's Collection. Turbo Chicken has joined us. David Hall, Danny O'B
Finally.
are all joined us.
David, Volt Puma drop.
Oh, there's no such thing. So, with that in mind, we will bypass new releases and we will just get straight into pickups. Do you have any pickups this week, good sir?
I do. I was supposed to drop the reel on it last night, and I did not. So I just got these in.
The
11
nice.
football
The 11
turfs.
football turfs.
Yeah, so I ordered half down, thinking this
Mhm.
is more like a less casual and more performance based. And now that I've got it in hand, it's definitely more casual than performance based.
Okay.
I think this is very much more of a streetwear thing,
Right. So it's like a
in my
streetwear
opinion.
with some
Yeah,
turf elements rather
yeah,
than.
with some high performance elements. Like the leather's really nice. The
Okay.
outsole, it's a Vibram outsole, which is interesting. But I suppose getting a Vibram outsole is probably cheaper than making their own.
Yeah. And
But
it's a good. The branding looks good as well. I think there's
yeah,
certain brands that
yeah.
like
It's
you can put on like Vibram that people will go. They won't view it as like a oh you just didn't
no,
make
no,
your
no, no.
own. They'll be like oh that means quality kind of thing.
Yeah, but look at this insole.
I
So
love that midsole
yeah,
design. That's so cool.
yeah, that's really cool. I love that the knit or not knit. What am I talking about? The tunnel is attached to this. But this is what makes it not a performance shoe is like how thick that insole is. This is like there's that much thickness in the heel.
Yeah.
Like so
So it's
it's
very.
really nice. It's really
I'm
well
assuming
put
it's really
together.
nice, really comfortable, but definitely leaning towards like casual as against
It's
performance.
very much casual, so it's yeah, it's these are too tight to wear casually.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's your flexibility.
Okay.
So that's without the insole in. The insole will make a difference because it's so thick.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Interesting.
it's
Because
really
I
well
did hear
designed.
I did hear the
Go ahead.
concept was to kind of have a two-way, like you can wear it on the pitch and then wear. Oh, that does make a difference. You can wear it on the pitch and then you could kind of wear it like afterwards as well. Like you could walk to a bar or something wearing it. I did hear this was generally the concept, but I
Yeah.
assumed it would be more of a like I assumed the same thing you assumed. It would be the reverse. It would be like performance with an element of streetwear, not streetwear with an element of performance.
Yeah. And I've got to say, like, obviously, the big knock against it's too expensive.
Okay.
Right? It's like 235 US. That's far too expensive for something like this. Like, it kind of makes sense in one way that like it's football casual, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of football casual has been the price has been trending upward. Look at like the
For sure.
Predator casuals and stuff like that. But I still think it's just too high because it's a new brand and stuff. And without me explaining what this kind of is, I don't think their own marketing material has explained as clearly as it should have.
Right.
I
Okay.
mean, again, these are nicer than most of what's getting put out there. So, like,
Yeah.
yes, they're more expensive. They are better, though, in my opinion. I was in the Addy Tokyo store a couple weeks back, and I wanted to try on the new Precision remake, like indoors. Those are cheap for what they're asking for. They're at least like $50, $60 too expensive for those. Yeah, these are kind of expensive, but the quality is higher.
Yeah. So
I,
they're
I,
one of
I
their
still
big
wish they were
issues is that
cheaper.
they're a new brand.
They're a new brand, and I still think the price is way too high. But lots of great detailing and stuff on this.
They do
I
look
need
really
to.
nice.
Yeah, they are very nice, and they're comfortable for sure. I mean, that midsole or that insole makes sure that they are comfortable. Like I have to go to Tokyo again today, and these are just slightly too tight just to wear around. But like, if
Ah,
this had been like a casual size, I would have just been wearing these because you can get away wearing these a lot of places,
so
and
do you
it's not
reckon,
going to
like,
look
because you
out of
went
place.
down half, you'd have been
I
better
went
off
down
with just
half.
like true to size, and then you'd have been like that would have been the
But yeah,
the
yeah,
better thing to do because then you could have worn them casually,
yeah,
and they'd
yeah,
have
yeah.
been okay for performance.
Exactly, exactly. So that's what I should have done, and I need to talk to their I need to talk to their CEO. He's like, "How is it? How is it?" I'm like, sorry, I haven't gotten them out of the box yet, but yeah, really, really nice stuff overall.
Nice,
So it's
nice.
considering it's their first release, it's well done.
Yes, yeah. I do, like, as we've said before with many of these smaller brands, and I think we've said it before with 11 Football. We wish them all the best of luck. Like, we're obviously going to be continually like honest and maybe slightly
Yeah,
critical about some of their products and maybe like marketing or pricing or whatever. But we want to see them succeed. We want to see them get as far in this market as possible
yeah, yeah,
because the more
absolutely.
brands that are out there, the better it is for everybody.
Hmm.
So we're definitely in for that. There's some good. Yeah, the boot hall talking about the flexibility. So you're showing that. David Hall saying his Achilles wants that insole.
Yeah,
Um, Proper boots saying the heel looks comfy. Yeah, I
it
think
is.
the
It's
general
comfy. It's too
impression is
wide.
very positive,
Yeah,
but there is that issue, like, of it just being maybe, is it too expensive? Richard Wyatt, yeah, I think you're right, Richard. So Richard says, "Evening lads, I believe the insole there is designed to function as both the insole and the midsole, like in a sneaker or turf boot." But yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, Richard. So,
that's why I
and yes,
forgot it.
as
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, David pointed this out to me just before we came on air, to say that this will actually be the 900th Boot Wizard video.
Way.
So we have uploaded, or I have uploaded, including the podcast, etc., 900 videos to
That's
YouTube,
absurd.
which is absolute madness. Somebody pay me
Think
for
about it
this.
too hard. Yeah.
Yeah, when
Don't
you
think
start
about it
breaking
too
it down,
hard.
like, you want to start breaking it down, like how much time you spent on each video and blah
Don't
blah.
do it.
Oh my word!
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You know, you know what I'm like. I'm definitely going to do
Because it'll be less sunk
it.
cost fallacy and more like, what the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah, we all know what's wrong with me. It's just many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Anything else on the pickups?
No. So I mentioned this in my stories, and a few people know. So I had surgery on my toe last week, and it's getting better. It's really weird, like, because I was basically in pain for 2 months straight, and I was playing through pain and stuff like that, and it just got too much. So I had to just get surgery done. So I haven't been able to do reviews, but like the last couple of reviews before I've taken this self-enforced break, because I could probably do it now, but it's almost there, but not quite. But yeah, the last two reviews I played through paid to get those reviews done, which don't do that.
Yeah, it's
Not a
not a
good
good
idea.
idea. Not a good
No,
idea. We do not
no,
recommend. We do not endorse this
no.
here at the
So
Football Boot Hour.
these finally next week I should start getting the review worked on for
Nice.
this Copa. There's some other stuff coming, and yeah, I just got to rush now before the snow hits, which might be early this year.
Yeah, try and get as much in as possible.
Yeah, I
I'm
think I've got a new pitch I can play at during the winter, though, so we'll see.
excellent. Well, as we obviously discussed last week I am currently unemployed, so I'm trying to obviously up the content production maybe slightly, or do some stuff to be more productive
Mhm.
with Boot Wizard. And tomorrow that will involve going down to the pitch with many pairs of boots, and seeing what content I can create. One of the, I say, all of these boots will be coming with me. Most of them have already had a session, but they'll all be coming with me. So these are this week's pickups. So 2 of these you haven't seen yet. Yeah, I know, right? So this is the one you have seen. Hey.
Yeah,
So we got the SKX2, the Skechers SKX2 in the AG outsole,
yeah, that's nice.
which is very, very nice. I obviously really enjoy this absolutely obscenely bright pink
Yeah,
colorway.
Josh Tossell
Um,
loves those. That's
yeah,
all
so
he's
good,
wearing.
so good. Um, so interestingly, with the AG, there are a few interesting elements to the AG, which might suit you actually thinking about it. So, this isn't necessarily one of them, but these are, top of my head, about 30 grams lighter than the FG version. They are significantly lighter. Like, these are mercurial vapor weight. Whereas the FG version it's not heavy, but it's, say in a US 8, the FG version is about 210-ish. These are closer to like 175. So like very, very light on
Jeez.
this non-split tooling outsole, like to a noticeable degree. Normally I'm all like, weight doesn't matter, but like if you care, you can tell the difference when it's like 30, 35 grams. Also with the obviously outsoles are different, slight different shaping on the outsole in the toe here. It's not quite as wide.
Mhm.
So it runs a little bit narrower, a little bit more pinched around here. But at the same time, because of that, it also runs maybe like an eighth of a size long. So like it's not like it's not even a quarter of a size. But if you
Mm,
put the boots on back to back, you can
you can
tell there's a
notice.
difference. So and I know because the SKX2 and FG fits me to the point where like it is the length of my foot. Like there is no dead
Wow.
space at all.
Yeah.
And these I have a little bit of space on. So there is a small amount, and that actually is handy because it offsets the slight pinch in the
Yeah, because
toe box
I'd
for me.
prefer to have the more rounded, to be honest,
Okay,
than
yeah,
the
yeah.
pitch.
And then the heel I think is tiny bit more pinched as well. It's a tiny bit
Ah,
narrower.
that I do like.
So yeah. The biggest change though, I wonder. No, I can't see them. I thought I do. Hold on. So the biggest change is that on this boot, obviously with the split tooling, you can see how that kind of like wraps
Yeah,
underneath, and
yeah.
how that how that impacts the shape of underneath in the arch. Now I quite like this, because you don't have the split tooling on this. You don't have that. You can see how
Mm,
it's much
yeah,
flatter.
yeah, it is.
So, so I
Interesting.
actually, yeah. So I actually prefer that on the FG model. So realistically, we're being boot nerds. Like I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
here, like I'm picking tiny little bits here and there that have made small changes
It
because of the
might be
outsole of the boot.
some helpful for some people, I think.
This is my theory. I'm like, if you have maybe a particular like flatter foot or something, you might want this one, a little bit more room, things like that. So I think even, don't know how well it'll show up on this camera, but I think even if I put those side by side, you can probably
Yeah,
just
yeah,
about
you
see
can
that
see.
this is
Yeah,
more rounded than this one is. Like I said, absolutely being a boot nerd, but it's been fun to kind of break those two boots down, and there is enough of a difference there for it to be reasonably noticeable. But I will say that SKX2 is incredible. I really, really like it.
would love to find
I,
out
would,
sometime.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Oh dear.
It is.
Then, speaking of boots that would be great for flat feet, I got 2 boots in from a brand that I don't think there is an English-speaking review of yet. Coming
Is
soon.
it audit site?
No, it's not them, although I do have that somewhere, because I did a review of their Catalyst Legion V4. This is Specs.
Oh, Specs, nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Indonesian brand. So I have this is the Lightspeed Reborn Meta SL.
Of a name.
Heck of a name. These come in at €50. The upper is very nice and well
Really?
beyond what you would expect for €50. It's like a super textured textile type upper. Very, very, very good. There are some elements that are pretty cheap, but it's a €50 boot. Like the
Yeah.
laces are a bit cheap. The insole is a very cheap, just like single piece
Yeah, you
of
can even
foam
see
that's
it just looking.
stuck into the boot.
Yeah.
It's very cheap. But the outsole is stable, grand.
Nice.
No responsiveness whatsoever, though.
Well,
Like
yeah.
no spring back.
You're not going to get responsiveness at that price point.
Yeah, but at 50, these are for €50. These are very, very good.
Nice.
I have one kind of major gripe with the Reborn, which is that so most of these brands like Ortsate, Specs, they don't make a US8. Like it doesn't exist. It's not like they don't have it in stock, they just don't make it. So generally I can go half a size down and they fit fine. That's what I did with the Catalyst Legion, and it's what I did here. Now, lengthwise, perfect. However, there is no width in this forefoot,
you can
and there is no stretch. I have struggled with these across this kind of forefoot area.
It explains why the laces are so undone.
Yeah, I will not be wearing these very often, and it's not because they're bad. It's because I just can't get my foot in it and be comfortable. So yeah, that's kind of my gripe. And similarly, it's not a gripe at all. It's completely fine for an FG boot, but look how long those studs are.
That is a very long stud.
That is a meaty, meaty stud.
I wonder, so the thing is, like, for that price point, right? And, well, it is Indonesia, so in my, like, visualization of Indonesia or my thoughts is, like, it's more humid, the pitches tend to be more wet.
Maybe a bit wetter, yeah.
But at the same time, there's a ton of volcanoes in that area, right? So the ground's not going to be soft. So my theory is maybe they're long because of durability.
Maybe that could be
They know they'll wear down a little bit after a while.
But for sure, like that is intense. But these
that
have
is a long stud.
Yeah, for fit wise, these have for me just way too much space in under here. But I think that's a regional thing that's been designed for the market, like just to give like the flatter foot a little bit of extra width in there.
But it's weird if the feet are flatter. Why would it be so
you
narrow?
would think, yeah, why would this be so narrow up through the toe box? Yeah, I agree. But for €50, they are better than an Academy boot, but not as good as a Pro boot. That's kind of like where I'm putting them.
But Academy boots are like €80 these days, right?
Yeah, but an Academy boot at cheapest is €80. Like the Lamal F50s were €100. So these are half the price. So I was pretty impressed with those. And then I'll quickly skim through this one. So this was from the same brand, another Specs. This is the Specs Carnage. Doesn't have quite as long a name. And this one is €25. So this is like an even cheaper option. It's a pretty soft synthetic. The heel is pretty dodgy. The outsole is again very long studs. But again, nice and stable. Like no problems. No responsiveness, but it's fine. And these ones, it's got the burrito tongue in these is not great. Not great at all. It's very flimsy. But it's a €25 boot. Like if you were to put this up against like a club level Nike boot, a club level Adidas boot, it's much better.
Yeah.
But these ones again in the half size down, these fit me fine. So these have enough width through that forefoot, and the length is absolutely fine. So it's clearly like it's just that particular boot that I have a problem with the width there. And my options were like I obviously didn't know this when I got them. I had to kind of gamble. The options were the half size down or the half size up, and the half size up would have definitely been too long. So we are powering through with the half down on those. Last session will be tomorrow for those because I'm not going to do like they're going to get like they've had like half a session. They're going to get 1.5 sessions because my feet won't forgive me. And the same with the Carnage, not because my feet won't forgive me, but because I don't think it's going to be a review that is going to interest that many people. Like a
give me a
€25 boot that
second.
nobody can get hold of.
I've got to close those blinds because if I keep them open, I'm going to explode my eyes.
Cool. Let's have a quick look at the chat while that happens. Where are we at? Danny says loves his SKXAGs. Yeah. David Hall got the Pred Elite, got the Pred Laceless 25s in AG. Hell yeah. I got 2 of those. Love that. Sammy Phillips says, I think the Phantom 6 Elite runs a little small. So the Phantom 6 Elite doesn't actually run small. The Phantom GX2 runs long. So that's what happened. So the Phantom 6, the GX2 ran like a quarter of a size long. The Phantom 6 runs the correct size. So therefore people think it runs short, but it actually doesn't. It's as it should be.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's it. And more love for the AGSKX2, Footloose Boots having them there.
I wouldn't know.
Clippy has said, God damn it, someone get this man an SKX2.
Probably won't happen at this point, so.
As I said before, like I know it's not the point, but I would send you like mine to try, but mine are going to be too small for you.
Yeah.
I don't think that you would be able to wear them. Sammy Phillips says, these look garbage. Sorry. I don't know which ones he was talking about because I don't know when he sent that. One of the Specs boots, I'm sure. But anyway, cool. Shall we move along into what is our main topic, which, you know, we've only spent 20 minutes this week before we got to it. That's shocking. Well, when we don't have releases, these things do happen.
Yeah.
So as I said at the start, we were going to have LJ on with us today, but he's unfortunately been called away at the last minute, which is completely fine. We will get him back on at another point. But the idea is to go through our wish list, things that we would like to see in 2025. This isn't what we're predicting. It's just what we would like. 2026, sorry. I did the thumbnail. And on the thumbnail, I put 2025. And just before I uploaded it onto Instagram as the promotion, I realized, and I was like, best change that. Swapped it to 2026. At least I caught it. So the idea was we would pick 2 boots each and we would go through what we would like to see. Now, and as soon like we were chatting and Andrew was like, oh, I want to do these 2 boots. And I was like, I want to do those 2 boots. And then immediately, but you wouldn't believe, like immediately after that, LJ was like, oh, I'll do these 2 boots. And I was like, I was going to do one of those boots. Like 3 of the 4 boots were like ones that I wanted to go with. It was crazy. But anyway, so should we start with you, Andrew? Do you want to pick one of your boots and give us an idea of what it is and what you would like to see?
One of the boots I don't have, but you still have. It is the Alpha 2.
Oh yeah, you've sold yours, haven't you? I do still have mine.
Well, no, I did not sell mine. I gave mine to Justin, who absolutely loves them.
I'm glad someone does.
Yeah. So the Alpha 2, I reckon it. Okay, first off, every single retailer, every single company is sitting on a ton of stock here. They are not selling. This is one of those that it looks like it's way more popular overseas than it is in Japan.
And we did get told that this week, didn't we, by a source?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, they are struggling bad. And I reckon that they will probably kill the Alpha 2 early. And one of the problems is how stiff that upper is, even relative to the Alpha 1. They just made the upper way too stiff, put way too much structure. And in spite of that, instead of it being a tighter fit, like the toe box is way too tall, you have this, I said this in my review, you have like this feeling of separation between your foot and the ball when you're striking, especially on the toe. Like, okay, cool. If you can hit it perfect every time, then you won't really notice anything, but nobody can hit it perfect every time.
Yeah.
And even when I was just keeping the ball in the air, doing keepy uppies, like I just kept hearing slap, 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 slap because there was just empty space. So I want the Alpha 2. I would love for them to keep the split tongue, but who knows these days. Um, I would like to see them use a softer material. So maybe like more like it's supposed to be a mesh base, but it's got so much synthetic on it you can't tell.
Yeah,
So
that's barely mesh. Like it's half. So when we get boots, before you've read the tech specs or anything, you look at the boot and you go, okay, that is X material. Whereas
yeah,
like when it when it came to the Alpha 2, you'd be like, oh, that's synthetic.
yeah. But they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like alpha mesh or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a
So
4-layer mesh material with
yeah,
a top coating or something like that. Yeah.
yeah. So I would like to see them switch to maybe a knit or just something softer. Just make the boot softer and like get rid of the tall toe
Hmm.
and, m- probably go less aggressive on the zero glide because it didn't need to go that hardcore on the zero glide because the Alpha 1 had plenty of lockdown as it was. It's just the Alpha 2, for what it's worth, has like the ultimate lockdown. Your feet do not move in that boot, even without grip socks on. But, I think they need to tone it down a bit. And yeah, they need to fix that toe box and fix just the overall stiffness of the boot. Several sessions, it doesn't feel broken in.
No,
It's just too
no.
stiff.
I wouldn't say I've used mine enough to consider it broken in. Like mine's probably 2-3 sessions, and I wouldn't call it broken in at all.
I got 3 sessions in mine, and after the 3rd session, I was like, "Okay," like, looking back, I was maybe nicer than I should have been. So upper was way too stiff. It's not as stiff as something like the X Ghosted was, but it was still, like for me, for a Mizuno product, it's borderline to the point to where I could almost say it was unacceptable, like,
I
what they did with
I
it.
I still love that we're the only people that don't like this boot.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
everybody else
Haze,
loves the boot.
Hazy's football in the chat here loves the Alpha 2. Like there's a lot of love for the Alpha 2.
I don't
But
I just
yeah,
like and maybe this is a thing, I don't know. Again, this is probably just us, but, like, you can't the market doesn't lie, in
mm,
Mizuno. So Mizuno's footwear sales, their total football footwear sales are now 10% of all their footwear sales. It's gone up by like 1.7, 1.8%
okay.
over the past year, which is great. But you have to realize that for Mizuno, 50% of their market is just Japan. And if 50% of their market does not have a shoe selling, they need to make a change. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's just kind of what I wish for the Alpha 2. I think they need to soften it up. They need to kill the Alpha 2, bring out the Alpha 3, soften it up. And honestly, like I've said this before, the Japan model just doesn't make sense
No, not
anymore.
on the Alpha. Like
No.
it might make sense for the leather models,
Mhm.
but it definitely doesn't make sense for the Alpha.
Like the only thing the really like you're supposed to get a more premium material. You can't really tell. And you get the Carvo insert, which again isn't a huge deal considering even the Elite has some nice snapback to it. So yeah, like I'd say replace the Alpha 2, get rid of the Japan model. The Japan model just does not make any sense. It's too expensive overseas. Like here, it's not so expensive, but overseas, it's way too expensive to justify. And almost everybody I've talked to, and like even J Mike and guys like that have been like, just get the Elite, don't get the Japan. It's not worth getting the Japan model. So, and then they can cut back, and there won't be as much product on the market. Which I know for Mizuno's that's not exactly a problem, but you know, having less models in one brand is a good idea.
Yeah, it's always a good idea.
I want more models from more brands, not more models from less brands.
Yes. One thing I would add that I'm sure you'll agree with is yes, we should definitely get less Zero Glide, apart from on the laces. I would like some
Yeah,
Zero
yeah,
Glide
yeah.
laces, please.
Yeah, they make zero glide laces. Why just throw them in there?
Yeah. For Loose Boots makes a good point. Says the Elite is mostly shaping. Shaping on the MIG for the Alpha is a bit more sculpted. Yeah, like the Elite is just a little bit wider, and they've not made it quite as anatomical. But again, for the extra 100 and odd euros, it's kind
Yeah.
of
Oh, yeah.
madness.
That is something they do need to fix on the even on the Alpha for the AG. The really 2 AG and the Alpha AGs, they're not the new AG.
Flexible.
That's unacceptable. Like from a big brand, it's just unacceptable.
I'd
Or
imagine
from
that's not a difficult fix though. Like you can still use the same mold and fix that.
yeah. You just need to put in a proper midsole, and like they just said, to heck with it. Nobody needs a proper midsole. Or maybe they're like, oh, we've done some studies and people need a more flexible midsole and AG, which they don't. I mean, obviously you got variances between people, but
Yeah,
for the
but even
most
so.
part, most people's feet are fairly weak overall
Uh-huh.
in the midfoot section, so you need that stability and support.
Yeah. Well, there we go. We've ragged on the Alpha 2 for a bit there, which is always good, and we're
Sure,
happy
we'll see a
as
response from Justin next week saying how
we're yeah,
wrong we are, and
how wrong we are. We are happy as the solo proprietors of hate for the Alpha 2. I think I genuinely haven't heard anybody else that
yeah, me
I've
neither.
barely heard anybody else dislike it. And I've not heard anybody else get to the point where we are, where we're like, I actively dislike this boot. Like, I
Yeah,
actively am like,
I
not in for this boot.
the longer I've gone away from the review, the more I've even been like, even in my review, I'm way too nice.
I was thinking the same thing. So, this is an odd comparison, but for example, I was doing a video today on the Superfly 10. And what I was actually finding was that I was very nice in my initial review of the Superfly 10, but I actually think I enjoy it more now. I'm like, actually, this is better. I think some of that comes down to a bigger Nike problem, which is that I believe the first two colorways that launched weren't of the required quality and standard. So I think the Blueprint pack that launched, I think the Mad Ambition pack were simply not constructed well enough. And
Yeah.
that's been noticeable on subsequent colorways that I've got, to the point where now with the Sam Kerr colorway that I've got and the Vinny Jr. colorway I had and various things like that, the build being so much better, the shape being better, the volume not being as much, I actually now am like, actually, this is a much better boot than I gave it credit for. But that's kind of Nike's fault. So anyway, I was thinking this while I was doing this review, planning it and such like, and at the same time, I had the thought, I actually feel the complete opposite about the Alpha. I
Which
feel
is
like, oh,
wild.
I had the Alpha, and at the time, I was like, oh, I like this kind of touch on the ball, and like, okay, I'm not a big fan of the space in the toe box and things like that. Lockdown is good, and then over time, I've just got to this point where I'm like, actually no, there's a lot about this boot that I don't like. And the biggest thing is what you've just mentioned there, and you caught it in your review and I did not catch it in my review, or at least I didn't make a deal out of it. And it's that like that space, that like space between foot and ball that I just don't want. Like you say, that slapping sound that you can get if you get it, it's that. And you caught it and I didn't, and I really should have done. And it's
And
yeah,
what's like,
that's
other if it was on other spots of the boot, you could adjust the laces to fix that.
mm.
The fact it's on their toe box, and
And I've got a
man,
wide foot, man. I should be filling out a lot of
yeah,
that. Like
I don't. How much can I say here? I
love that.
was with a certain brand
Mhm.
visiting a certain retailer,
Okay.
and we were showing off a prototype. And the retailer I was at, the guy is fairly well known in Japan. He's on a lot of their social media stuff. And, he's been in the industry for a while, like 10 odd years, I think. And he's very knowledgeable and stuff. And he was telling us the whole time, like, this boot needs to be more like the Alpha 2. You need to have a taller toe box. You need to have this. You need to have that. You need to have like more thickness to the upper and things like that. Cause the boot we were showing him had a thinner upper than the Alpha 2 even. And, um, it's funny because I talked to the company that had done that prototype the other day, like, wow, isn't this so wild that this guy was singing the praises of the Alpha 2 that is
And nobody's
noticeably
buying it.
not sold in this market. And it's like, thank goodness we did not follow through on his advice,
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
it's kind of sad in a way that it's been like that, but also it's like, wow, that guy to be, well, to be sadly unfair to the guy, the company we went to, that retail shop we went to, apparently he's a massive Mizuno guy.
Right. Okay.
And he's not as big on ASICs, but like Mizuno, like he's super prideful of Japanese products, maybe to the point to where he kind of misses out on other company stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to name names and stuff, and I'm not going to help people figure it out because yeah,
Yeah.
that was said in confidence to me. So
Yeah. For sure. Well, now we've ragged on that for 10 minutes.
hey,
I have stolen
don't buy
one
an
of
Alpha.
yeah, don't buy an Alpha 2. I have stolen one of LJ's because it's one I wanted to do, and I was like,
And he's not here.
he's not here. I'm gonna steal it. So my first boot is this. So it's the Kipster CLR. Now, I think this is a really interesting boot to do because I think there's so many possibilities for Kipster. I think they have like the base, like this baseline now. They have Griezmann. They're going to have to find somebody else soon because he is getting older. They need to start building out a roster of players. They can't just rely on, oh, we have Anton Griezmann. You've got to do what Skechers have done and start picking up extra players. Maybe in the French market, in La Liga, in Ligue 1, sorry, if that's where they're going for. But so the first thing that I want to see them do is kind of a general thing. I want to see them make a more premium model. Sure, keep this if you want to, but what I would actually do is I would keep the non-Griezmann version at your €80 price point, and then take your Griezmann version and make it €120, for example. And then spam a load of money at it. So Kipster are a decathlon, or a brand that have a lot of money. They are not a small brand. They have the money to put behind this. And I think that that's what they first should do, is have two models. Realistically, I think they should have one, and it should be the slightly more expensive one, but I understand why they wouldn't. Like, they want that entry level academy kind of tier price point of a boot. So yes, by all means keep that, but I think you
Proper
have to
Boots
offer
says make it a
a
Vapor
more premium
Superfly.
option. Make it a Vapor Superfly situation. Sure, why not? So with that in mind, with them obviously like making this mythical, slightly more expensive boot that has more money thrown at it, the first thing they need to do, which I think you've spoken about recently, I've spoken about many times, is they need to stop this doing this.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, interestingly, like you probably saw it there. So this is the kind of special edition Griezmann pair. I don't know what they've actually done to this particular model. It could be the coating or something. You see how that doesn't bend quite as badly as the other ones?
Yeah.
Like, it still does, but it's weird because it's lost its. So usually they bend here and then they fold. Whereas this one doesn't bend in the front and it just folds in the middle eventually. I'm assuming something has happened with them adding this coating that's changed it. But anyway, just redo the tooling. Like, just do something brand new. Sure, leave it on the other model, but you've got to, I think you redo the whole tooling and give it that midfoot stiffness. I think that's the way to go. And then they can do something a little bit different with the stud pattern. I think they need to move away from what looks like an Adidas stud pattern. It needs to not look like it came from another brand.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see them do that. They need to change the heel. This heel padding is not it. So we need to see a change there. It's got to be somewhere between what they had and what they did. And then I think they can. So this upper is a lot nicer than even the previous Griezmann one because it's not as plasticky. It's got a little bit of kind of a matte finish to it. But I do think, again, they could keep a kind of mesh base, so it's similar boot. And I do think that they could just really improve upon it. Honestly, we're at the point where I don't think it's a bad boot for €80, but I would love to see what they can do with more investment, a bit more R&D, and a slightly more expensive boot. I don't want to see them making €200 boots. I don't want to see them
They don't
making
need to. They
€150 boots.
shouldn't.
It's not. Yeah, it's not necessary. It's absolutely not necessary. But I do think that I want to see them make a premium product and really try their hand at delivering a proper premium product. And as much as possible, like, you can tie that. They have Antoine Griezmann right there. Just tie it to him. Just be like, right, Griezmann said this. Here are, and don't bullshit us. Like, we will know. Like, don't tell me that he's got this outsole when he clearly hasn't, you know? Like, I will, like, for example, I will give Skechers credit because they've never kind of hidden the fact that Harry Kane does not have the same outsole as everybody else on his Skechers. They've just kind of gone, nah, yeah, it's Harry
Yeah.
Kane. He can have what he wants. But yeah, I think just as a brand, they've got a huge opportunity, and I think they have to take it now, because if they don't take it now, they don't have another Antoine Griezmann
Yeah.
lined up,
They
and they're
won't
going
have
to
it in
lose the
future.
momentum. And this boot, like, is only a modification of an existing boot that they have had for years. That CLR has been around for probably 5 years at least.
Mhm.
This is a small modification on it, which 2 steps forward, 1 steps back. And I think that now is the time that they have to capitalize, bring out a new boot, and then start to build out this kind of roster of players. Because I do think that they have an opportunity to actually become a reasonable kind of like player in the market. And I would love to
And
see it,
that
because
would
more is
really,
better when it
yeah.
comes to brands.
Well, that, and like if they can nail, even if they bring in something at like 120 euros and it's good, that could potentially wreck a lot of, maybe not Nike so much, but that could wreck a lot of Adidas and Puma sales.
Mhm.
That could absolutely crush them, like kicking the legs of the table out from under them.
For sure. Like,
And we
I
need that
absolutely think
because
so.
a lot of these brands have gotten far too complacent. That's the word I'm looking for.
They've got
Yeah.
complacent with their pro and academy level models, or league level models, league and academy specifically. Some of the pro level models have been decent, but like, so Adidas, for example, I really want to like slam them for all of their takedowns being terrible. Like, I do not like any of their takedowns, but then they'd have that messy F50 Pro, which is unbelievable. Like, it's just this one boot that they barely ever release, but it's so good as a takedown. But like, the Predator is no good. The F50 is no good on both. I can't comment on the Copa, and the Copa League is probably their best one. But overall, their takedown offering is poor.
Except for the
And
Icon.
except the Icon's not a takedown, though, is it? It's just a cheaper boot.
No,
Like
the
the Icon,
Icon, the one you tried.
well, yeah,
That's a
yeah. That's
takedown.
a good point.
And they
Sorry,
even have
yeah,
they have an Icon League now,
yeah. I was thinking
which is
you were
synthetic.
thinking about the actual Icon. I actually
No, no,
don't
no.
have the Icon anymore. Justin has it.
Yeah, Justin has it. I saw that.
He wanted to try it, and I sent it over to him, and he was like, "Can I just buy these?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Because otherwise, he was sending them back to me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna
But it's
get upset.
it's absurd to think like, so I obviously can just walk into many stores here and grab the Icon 2 Pro and compare
Mhm.
it to a Tiempo Pro or a Copa Pure Pro. And it is absurd how much nicer the boot is
Yeah, so much nicer.
relatively. And it's just like, why? Good job releasing the Icon 2 overseas. Great. I'm sure the sales aren't doing great because there's no push behind it. Whatever. Um, but release the whole line, the turfs, everything.
Yeah.
Just release it. Release it and see what happens. But I know why they won't. They won't because they know it's going to cannibalize the sales for the Copa Pure series, which, well, make a better boot.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, just make a better boot. Like, and if
Yeah.
it can, but the thing is, if it cannibalizes the Copa Pure sales, but you're selling something else, so be it.
Yeah.
Like,
This, again, this is, I don't want a boot change. I do want the Copa Pure to just die and be completely replaced by the Icon. Like these are really nice. These are very, very nice boots, right? Great knit, comfortable heel, leather's awesome, fit is awesome. It's more expensive. It's like 50 euros more expensive than the Icon 2 is here. Is it 50? No, I think it's 25. Sorry.
I think, yeah, I think that's even more here. Like, I think if you take the prices here, I think that's substantially more expensive than the Icon 2.
Yeah, I don't think the price difference is as big here, but it's like they're selling through the Icon 2. Like they've had to reorder. Almost every single store has had to reorder the Icon 2. Whereas the Copa Pure 3, like, I got these for so cheap. And so
Though,
many of the colorways are on sale. They're all like 25, 30% off.
so those are 60 euros more expensive than the Icon 2 here.
Yeah. If they're the same price, like you could almost, I would still get the Icon 2 because it's got a floating tongue and not a
But you could
stitched in
argue,
tongue like
like,
this. But you can argue, like, yeah. But for the price difference, there's no reason to not get the Icon 2.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, the leather's not as premium. It's still soft as hell. Yes,
Yeah.
I do have the Icon. You got a pair of the Icon 2s. The hard ground is good. And this, I got the hard ground because the hard grounds are always cheaper here.
Yeah. I like the hard ground outsoles generally, actually. I
Yeah,
think they're very
yeah.
nice. David Hall, has that specific boot sold out? David, just let me know which specific boot because I'm not entirely
That
sure.
specific boot, the brand I was talking about, yes, they've sold through that boot several times. They're kind of sitting on product right now, but several retailers have had to reorder that specific boot.
Well, there we go.
HG will
Sorry,
rise again.
Broccoli, just what does HG mean? It's hard ground, mate. So it just
Hard ground.
it's usually specific places like Japan. They have a specific
Mhm.
type of ground that would be known as hard ground, and that's what those outsoles are for. Very durable.
Yes, yes.
So nice. Cool. All right. What's your second boot?
My second boot is the current F50. Now, the messy F50 is nicer, but obviously for while I do like this, most people don't. This bit here, how stiff this part is,
Stupid.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. But the new F50, what I would like to see, well, obviously, this is more of a dream rather than, anything that's going to happen.
I know where this is going.
Give us the damn Gamba tracks. Messi's still using the Gamba tracks. You have the molds. I know you still have the molds still.
Give us
Just
it.
give it to us. Give it to us. And, maybe what you could do, they probably wouldn't do this, but maybe what you could do is start limiting what sizes are available. But they probably wouldn't do that. Anyways, one, this toe is it's more rounded in this than the previous model. I want it to become even more rounded.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it's a speed boot. It needs to look speedish. You could still, I'd argue, even with these graphics and the way the flow is, you could probably get away with having a more rounded toe still. The other thing I think they need to do for the regular F50 is it does need to be softer. So like that purple one I reviewed last year, the 2024 F50 had a really soft upper that broke in very nice. Well, not really soft, but it has a soft upper that broke in nicely. And then everything that's come after that has been noticeably stiffer.
It was at least a flexible upper, like that purple one.
Yes.
Everything else has just been stiff and it's so bad.
Yeah. So like this upper, so even this messy upper has gotten stiffer than the previous gen, but this is so much softer than your normal F50. Like the normal F50 at a minimum should be this softness, but in reality should be softer.
Yeah.
Just make the upper softer. I don't mind the heel shape and things like that. The burrito tongue, like they're going to do that for the messy.
Yeah, get that for the messy.
But like the normal tongue, keep that and just maybe hone it a little bit more. You don't need to go overly crazy changing that, but it's mostly just that upper needs to be soft. Like it has to be softer because like the Mercurial upper is so soft now. Like that is probably the softest Mercurial up, maybe outside of the eight. That's one of the softest Mercurial uppers ever. And to go from that to putting on an F50 is like it. It's crazy. So like while the Vapor I think isn't a great boot overall, still sorry that the fit is awful. Like it's so crazy to think like I think the fit on the F50s is so much better, but if you just want something that's more comfortable, people are going to get the Vapor. It's just
Yeah,
softer.
100%.
So
100%. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm a the F50 definitely falls into my categories of just like boots I do not like. I cannot get over that upper. That upper is so disappointing.
yeah.
Like,
I can't do it in the new ones. Like the only acceptable one for me is this.
is the messy.
Is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
messy.
yeah.
If you
I
want an
see that.
F50, get the messy. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I know it's got the messy branding. Silver it out or something. Like, get over yourself.
So Sam Phillips says, I don't think the F50 upper is a problem. I just think it doesn't fit some people. No, you see, my issue isn't fit. My issue is the upper. So like the boot fits fine. Like like Andrew says, the
I mean,
fit is better than the
I, c-
Vapor generally.
I
The
can un-
shape is, but the
I can
upper
understand that
sucks.
people maybe want a more because the fit of the F50 has become a bit less forgiving overall. I think, which
Yeah.
is great for me, but not so much for other people. Whereas the Vapor is the opposite; it's become more forgiving.
More forgiving.
So yeah, I think and in the past and historically, the F50 has been more forgiving than the Vapor.
Yeah.
So I do kind of agree with that point. Like they can make it a bit more forgiving overall, just as long as it's not as loose as like the current Vapor. I'm going to, bash on the Vapor because it feels like a very premium overstretched sock to me.
But no, like with going with the F50, like so I think the shape is fine, and I
Uh,
genuinely think the problem is the upper. The upper is too stiff.
uh,
It's a bad upper. I would go that far. It is a bad upper on a boot. Like I don't care how much like texture or whatever you put on top of
yeah.
it with your sprint web, it's just bad.
But I don't
Like
even think
there's
the
it
sprint
should
web's the
not be
issue.
that. No, it's not. The sprint web's not the issue at all.
It's the
Or
underlying material.
yeah, or no, that is the sprint web, isn't it? Is the fiber touch on top? I don't
Well, the fiber
which one's
touches
which.
on
It's
top. Yeah.
yeah, the fiber touch is on top. The sprint web is the issue. But yeah, I just think it's a bad upper. It's that simple. It is a bad upper on the boot. I think the outsole's great actually,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I actually really like the outsole.
super
I,
balanced.
and I do like this from David here. He's saying, like, take the upper from the Pred. Like, why not do that? Like, that Pred upper is so soft that just try it.
Pred upper would be very nice on that F50. I think very nice, and it's not the Pred upper is very thin as well.
Fiber touches the upper, sprint web is the texture.
Yeah, there we go. Meh.
In a year, nobody will care.
Yeah, it's true. But yes, thank you. Cool. All right. Well, we have a few minutes left, so we'll jump into my my second boot, and I have a quick chat see about this.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Razer 1.5, because we're definitely due a new Razer next year. So I appreciate that Skechers haven't rushed into it. I don't think. I don't mind it. Same as the way New Balance do like their plus models. I don't mind these like kind of 0.5 updates. They're fine.
Yeah.
Like they're not new models, so I don't mind that at all. So I think they did a great job with the 1.5 in improving the heel. So I'm pretty happy with them to kind of continue with that. I have three things that I want them to do with this. The first one is I want them to take the liner and the heel dots, whatever they've called it, off the SKX2. So they put that kind of grippy. What the hell did they call it? Misplaced my SKX. Hyperburst? No, Hyperburst Pro is the foam. Whatever they're calling the grip dots, which I've forgotten, Hyperburst Pro is the foam. I'd like to see them do that on the Razor, which I assume they're going to. It was very well received, so I'm assuming that's something that they're going to do. So I'd like to see that. I would actually like to see them change the style of the outsole.
Mhm.
Like, I
It's
just
not bad.
feel it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And
But
but
it shouldn't be not bad. It should be
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a good speed boot outsole in the realm of speed boots, but it doesn't do anything that I'm like, oh, this is really impressive. And even the use of like the carbon infusion in the heel and stuff, it's a great idea. But is that, again, I'm not a big person for weight, but is that adding unnecessary weight to the boot? I feel like this could be streamlined. That's kind of what I'm getting at, I think. I
Like,
think the whole outsole.
did they add the carbon infused bit maybe because they thought we need to add a bit of tech to the outsole?
That's what I think. I think that
Yeah.
was like part of the like, oh, let's add this piece of tech that's like a big USP or a selling point. So they added it in there. And you know what? Yeah, it's not bad. But I just think it streamlined is the word I'm looking for. Streamlined the whole thing. And have a really clear direction on it. And I think that would be a good way to go. And then I would like to see them kind of use, I suppose, this material. So this isn't Teijin anymore. This is like their whatever they've changed it to. I'd like to see them use that and thin it out. So it's already very thin for it, but it has more substance to it than maybe you would want. It's thick for a speed boot. Exactly. Thank you. But specifically, I would like to see that happen around the sides of the boot. So there's a very clear defined transition point here into like this material, which isn't as nice.
Mhm.
And I do think you could utilize, you have to be smart about it, but hey, that's what developers are for. I'm not a developer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you'd have to find a way to be smart about it. Maybe like an internal cage, maybe like some kind of structural element or something. I don't think they should do this, but like a cable, you know what I mean? Something like that. So it would need that. They could probably do it with a liner and just extend this material out, thinned out into the rest of the boot because it's very nice in the toe, but it's not nearly as effective through this midfoot where they've changed the material out through the point. So I think it just needs to be more of this here, but different.
Sort of like how like if you
Yeah,
look at the XFly 5 versus the XFly 6, they
yeah,
added the XFly, the leather like material in the XFly 6, there's more of it than there was on
more
the
of it.
XFly 5. It was literally just on the toe in the XFly 5, but in the
Yeah,
6,
and now
they
it's
took that silky
round.
wrap and yes.
Yeah, so something like that, but find a way to maintain a lot of the structure at the same time. Now
Mhm,
they've got to be
mhm.
able to do that. There's plenty of liners and things that
I
people
was
use.
just thinking of like several ways that could do that.
Yeah, like so.
And I'm not a developer.
No.
I don't get paid the big bucks. I don't get paid any
So
bucks.
yeah, there's no bucks being paid here, but yeah. So and the reason I bring up the Razer 1.5 really is because they've made such a huge step with the SKX 2 that I'm actually kind of excited for what they might do with
Yeah.
the Razer 2. So I'm like, okay, this is a real. If Skechers can put together a proper 2-boot lineup that would genuinely compete with a New Balance and a Puma and things like that. So like really New Balances, I know they've got the 442 Elite now, but like they're a 2-boot lineup in Tequila and
Yeah.
Furon. And Puma will ignore the King, and they've got the Ultra and the Future. If Skechers can put together a 2-boot lineup that genuinely like is significantly better than both of those, because there's already an argument that they have a 2-boot lineup that's better than Puma. But
Low bar.
if they, yeah, low bar. But if they could put that together and be like, oh, look at this exceptional kind of 2 boots we've got, where we're talking about both boots being in a conversation for like the best boots out there, then they've got a real chance to almost like, I think New Balance have made a massive error with the launch of the Tequila, and they've lost a load of ground, a load of momentum. And I think there's an opportunity if Skechers can drop a fantastic Razor too, and it does have to be fantastic. They can't do this with just a good boot. It needs to be exceptional. Then they could start to steal a march on your New Balance, who are in everybody's mind, or most people's mind, including like definitely mine, the brand gunning for that Puma third spot. You know, like that should be New Balance these days, especially if we're talking about quality of product.
Mhm.
And I feel New Balance have lost momentum with the Tequila's poor launch, in my opinion. And I think there is an
Yeah.
opportunity for Skechers to take that, because they've got so much hype off this SKX2. There's everybody's talking about it. There's so many pairs that seem to have been
Yeah.
sold.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah. Just keep rubbing it in. It's awesome. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna write my stop it. I'm gonna write my boots of the year list, and I'm gonna get a comments like, "Where's the SKX2?"
it's okay. I'll get tons of them. Like, where's the Morelia UL? Where's the
Oh yeah.
there's so many good leather boots that have come out this year, and obviously I don't review them, so I'm gonna get so many comments like, "Oh, where's the Morelia 2? Like the 40th anniversary, like where's that?" I'm gonna get so many of those. Especially like usually I get a couple, but this year is like there's been a lot of like
Yeah. Just on their last video, somebody was like asking the narrow speed boots and which leather ones are also narrow, and it's
which
like,
leather ones. I'm like, wrong channel, my man.
yeah. I almost want to be like, quite famously, James is a vegan.
I don't judge people for not knowing. Like, I can't expect people to know. There's millions of people on YouTube,
But you
and
should just change
I
your
am
logo to the guy from Scott Pilgrim. Vegan powers. I just
but he's not a
rewatched the
vegan.
cartoon. I just rewatched the cartoon again. It's oh
What
my
is
god,
chicken?
so
Is
good.
chicken not vegan? Or whatever it is. Don Mango, yes, my man, you are super late, sir. But that's quite all right. We appreciate you
Sam Phillips tried on the King
nonetheless.
Ultimate Original. It did so
Um,
well.
eh,
Interesting.
eh.
Right.
I think that's us for this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We have once again not done the questions because we're going to hold those off for LJ, who I think we will get on next week. We'll see what happens, but the plan is to have LJ back on to get through those questions. That has been a lovely chat, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us.
On his Weetabix, if you get that
Sorry?
reference. We'll offer him some hot sauce on
Some
his
hot
Weetabix.
sauce on his Weetabix. This is a good point, actually, just quickly before we go. Richard Wyatt, Andrew, don't feel bad. I haven't seen the SKX2 at a retailer in North America yet. Skechers are still selling the 1.5s at full retail in Canada. I need to reach out to Skechers to find out what's going on with the North American market, because it does seem like they're not selling there.
Leaving money on the table.
They're just like, we're just not like, I don't know if the SKX didn't perform well and they've decided not to go into it, or something happened with distribution, but nobody in the States seems to be able to get hold of an SKX easily. Like, you have to go through like Unisport and do import or something. That's a good point. Thanks for reminding me, Richard. I will reach out to them. And quick heads up, Proper Boots, soccer.com, 25% off all boots as we speak.
Yep.
There we go.
Get on that.
That's a nice one to leave it on. We will briefly, as always, this will be brief this week because I will tell all the members why in a second. Going to switch over to a members only chat. Now, at some point, I will work out how to do this the way YouTube wants me to do it, because apparently, somehow, you can actually do this so that YouTube will put a countdown up and genuinely switch it to members. But I have. Well, hold on. I found it. Let's see what happens. Let's hope this goes better than my countdown at the start.
So bye to everybody watching now.
Bye to everybody watching. We are gonna. I have to schedule it, so we have 1 whole minute.
Ooh.
So
get excited.
Oh, there we go.
1
Get
minute
excited.
until members only.
1 minute. Look at that. That's kind of cool.
For me, it's like a little yen mark for the like super chats and stuff. It started flashing.
Nice. Well, that's kind of cool. Oh, look. I found all kinds of things. I can. Oh, check this out. Boom. Oh,
What'd you
look at that. I started a poll.
do? Yeah.
Ah, new things.
Nice polls.
I like
New
this.
stream fix. Yeah. More. Hey, YouTube. More good stuff like this. Less garbage.
More good
like
stuff.
forcing us to
Whoa,
watch.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen,
What?
Andrew Palmer has unlocked brand new Boot Wizard logo color. The first person to get the new Boot Wizard logo color.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Blue.
So Andrew's a member, and after a certain period of time, your colors update. Oh, hold on. Okay,
Hey.
members, are you
can
still
no-
here?
I can no longer see the chat.